Hello.
Hi,
How are you doing? You right?
Yeah, very well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I'm good. That was fun. Trying to get on.
Couldn't you?
Pardon?
You couldn't get on?
I just couldn't find the link. It was driving me around the bend.
Yeah, I know there's so many Zoom links now, aren't there?
Oh, it's just, yeah, that's our lives now, isn't it?
How you doing, Ore?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah,
You all right?
good, thanks. Yeah, not too
good
bad,
to see
mate. And you?
Okay, come on, please work. I'm sorry, my mouse has stopped working. Oh, shit. Does anyone have any ideas about what to do in the event of a mouse dying?
Is it the battery? Is it wireless or is there a battery in it?
It's wireless. Oh, now then, Alex, seeing as you're a co-host, can you stop us screen sharing?
Screen share. This was, yes, I can stop other screen sharing. Do you want to continue?
Yeah, why not? See if that works.
So I want to continue with stopping of screen sharing.
Yes. Has that stopped me screen sharing? Yes. And we're now, are we screen sharing with you?
See you.
I'm so sorry about
WhatsApp.
Oh, there we are, connected again. Phew, hooray, right, okay, so we are not sharing anymore. I am just going to go to gallery view so that I can see everybody. Right, hello, welcome to the Shiny Show. Sorry that it's been a bit of a bumpy start. And we are first of all going to say hello to the very lovely Juliet Square.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, hello, Juliet. I'm going to. Now then, I'm just thinking, Juliet, tell her, you're our sponsor.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Would you like to tell us a little bit about the Nerve? And while you're doing that, I will screen share and show people your website.
Yeah, so we're the Nerve, and we're a brand new music library. We're got really excited that we're both the founders of the business. Scott, who's on the call with me, and I. We're both ex-senior execs from Audio Network, and really in response to we often hear that music libraries often sound the same. It's a kind of homogenized sound. So we founded the company in January and have created what we think is a very, very original and exciting collection of music. We're constantly adding new music to it. We're backed by big TV industry and music industry people. And we really want to provide something that sounds different to what you're used to hearing. And we've got 92 albums and counting. And yeah, just go to our website, which is thenerve.io, and listen to the music and see what you think. It's also automatically cleared for world, all platforms. So it's that really nice model, makes it really easy to use. But yeah, we've got tons of genres in there. We've got some really exciting stuff. So please go and give it a whirl, give it a try, and get in touch with either myself or Scott or Philip at the Jane White Collective, who can help.
That is fantastic. Thank you very much, Juliet. Brilliant. So we're going to come back to you in a bit. Hello, everyone else who's come in, and thanks for coming along. Just before we get started, I am going to do some more screen sharing, just to take us through a bit of housekeeping. So there we are, next one. No, I'm not going to do that. Please work. It's not going to work. Okay.
No.
I don't know what to do. My mouse keeps stopping working, so we're kind of a bit stuffed. What I'm going to do, Alex, is when it gets working again, I'm going to transfer hosting to you. and we'll be able to limp through this together.
Okay.
Okay, so meanwhile, everyone can see, I hope. Can everyone see a pink screen now? Alex, tell me yes or
No. No.
no. Okay.
So I multiple. Do you want me to put multiple participants to share?
Don't worry. Let's
Okay.
I'm so sorry, everyone. This is the first time it's gone so horribly wrong, but make host, right. So I'm changing host. Alex, you're now host. So if anything else goes wrong, we can come to you. We're not going to bother with housekeeping. We're going to go straight to lovely Marissa Mireles-Hinds. So Marissa, would you like to say hello to us?
Hello, how are you guys doing? It's a
Very
pleasure to be
well.
on the Shiny Network. So thank you. My name is Marissa Mireles-Hinds, and I am a filmmaker, writer, and poet. I'm based in East London, and I own Creative Until Death Studios, and we do short films, drama, and documentary, and we're currently diversifying and going into virtual reality. So that's a little bit about me.
So the reason we're talking to Marissa now is because Marissa is a new director. She submitted some work to Shiny, a short video, which we're going to watch in a moment. And it gets, as you probably all know, every video that's submitted gets reviewed by 3 organisations in our network. They also say what they think of it, and they thought Marissa's video was wonderful. So as one of the best reviewed videos, she is here as a co-host, and she's going to be interviewing Ore and Jack in a little while. But first of all, we're just going to hear a little bit more about Marissa because she's a director on the up. So Marissa, when did you start directing?
Sure. So I started around 2015. I had just moved from New York, and I had worked as a production assistant on Orange is the New Black, and I knew that I wanted to kind of work more in directing, but I didn't go to university, so I just took a couple of courses at a community college in Virginia. And I remember one of the days that I was going to my course, I saw in the forest, because there's a lot of nature around here, some people like coming in and out of the forest, and I saw like tents and tarp and things like that. So I was thinking maybe there was people living in there. And when I walked back at the end of the day, I saw there was a protest happening, and it was basically to try and stop the regentrification of that area, because they were trying to cut down the forest and kick the people that were living in there out, and there was like a large homeless community. So I kind of just like got my phone and started interviewing people, and that turned into like a summer-long documentary process where I was talking to like council members, the Dale City Civic Association, and the governor actually. And I interviewed people that were living in that community and made a short film called Prince William County. And so that was kind of my entry into it. And after that, I just did a lot of little short films and documentaries and things. And most recently, I've done a documentary in South Korea about the Black diaspora there, interviewing young Black artists and teachers that live in Seoul and Busan, and just asking, it's kind of like a moving portrait series. So yeah, it's a bit about that.
So how old is this piece that we're going to see now, the In Response piece?
2 years old.
Okay. Right, so, and is In Response isn't that first piece that you were talking about where you saw people in the woods and you were chatting, because that, right, so this is something that you went on to make after that?
Yep, exactly, yeah.
And is it funded?
Yeah, so basically, so I moved to the UK in 2017, and I was part of it was like Erasmus Plus program, so it was a cross-cultural program. And so as part of it, I was helping to teach Turkish young people, like children and teenagers, how to film, but also they let us, like the emerging filmmakers, make our own pieces as well. And I had written a poem about Alan Kurdi and his death from before, and when I realized where we're going in Turkey was the same place that his body was found, I decided that I wanted to reconstruct the poem and make a piece about him.
Okay.
And so I ended up meeting some really good collaborators, and then that's how we made the piece. But really, it cost us £50 to make it because we had all of our equipment. We met Syrian refugees actually randomly, and we were able to feature them in the film. And yeah, so everything was kind of just made with what we had. So yeah.
Okay, so for you, even though you didn't necessarily need the funding from Erasmus, just being part of a training organisation and being in that headspace is all the stuff that helped you bring it together to make this film. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to your film now. Alex, I'm going to do this because everything seems to be working. Oh, you need to enable screen sharing if you would, and then while you're doing that, I'll just ask you one more question, Marissa. What's the reception been like? Where else have you put it apart from Shiny?
Sure. So it was screened at the Dhaka International Film Festival last year. It was in the women filmmaker section, and I've had it screened in Peckham Shorts and with a few other small film production like festivals and stuff like that. But mostly it's just been sharing it within the communities that I work in. So I do a lot of work with young filmmakers in Brixton and with the Barbican and stuff like that in City of London. So I screen it in kind of cultural settings like museums and galleries and things like that. But now I'm trying to get it more into the festival circuit because I realized people really liked it. Because for me, it was just more of just a piece of art. I didn't really know how people were going to respond to it, but we've been getting a lot of good feedback. So I'm going to be sending it out to festivals more now.
Okay, nice one. So would everyone like to have a look at the link that'll be in chat now? Because I'll play this through Zoom for the people that that can't open up another browser window. If you can open up another browser window, definitely do it. Mute Zoom, because Zoom is dreadful at playing video, as I'm afraid we're about to find out. And it's a lovely film. If you play it in your browser window instead, you'll get a much better experience. Okay, so off we go.
Ölen insanlar var Suriye'de. Ölen insanlar var, kaçmaya ve kalmaya çalışan insanlar. Memleketlerini korumak için hayatlarını veren insanlar. Ölen insanlar var, çünkü hastane yok onlar için. Çünkü sermaye yok onlar için. Onlar için sadece insansız hava araçları var. İnsanlar ölüyor. Çünkü onların ölmesini isteyen hükümetler var. İnsanlar ölüyor. Yüzlerce, binlerce. Denizleri aşmaya çalışan bebeklerin cesetleri, dergilerin kapaklarını süslesin. Küçük çocuklar mesela alan kurdu gibi. Bodrum'un kıyısında uzanmışlar. O kıyıda yürüyormuşum ve merak ediyorum. Hissediyorlar mı sularda oynayan yaşıtları? Onun o sulara gömülmüş. Onun bu sıcak havada, sıcak kumları buza döndüren, kıyıya demir atmış hayaletini. Onun mağlubiyetini kıyıya vurduran dalgalar, onu düşündükçe daha da sertleşiyor şimdi. Şimdi herkes gülüyor bu kıyıda. Hiçbir kuş şarkı söylemiyor artık. Şimdi burada gökyüzü her zaman asılı kalacak. Suya başımı daldırdığımda bileceğim ki bu tuzlu tat onun gözyaşlarından geliyor. Ben o suyu tükürmekten korkuyorum. Havaya karışan bu korku, güneş yanığı gibi vücuduma yapışıyor. Tanrı'dan dileyebilsem, denizde yüzen bayat bir ekmeğe ulaşmaya çalışan bir balık gibi uzanıp bu küçük çocuğun eline, onu artık çok uzaklardaki evine geri götürürüz.
Okay. Right, so very sad film there.
So it's really deep right now.
Jack, we'll just come to you and Ore, just to see if you want to say anything about that. If you want to ask Marissa anything.
It was a great film. I suppose I didn't hear what you said the inspiration was for the film.
Sure. So I lost a stepbrother when I was a teenager, and he drowned, and it really touched me. And so when I saw Alan Kurdi on the front of a magazine a few years ago, 5 years ago, I was really moved. So I wrote a poem, and it was called In Response to the Boy on the Shore. And the poem was published in like an anthology about war and peace. And when I saw the opportunity to go to Turkey, I wanted to do something around that poem. And when I found out that we're going to the same place where his body was found, I realized that I had to like reconstruct it and do something as like powerful as I could. And so that's when we decided to make it. But in the editing process, I thought that I wanted it to actually be in Turkish. So me and my DOP, who was living with some Turkish artists at the time, decided to translate it. So we worked really hard on translating the poem, and we also got like different like ages of people from Turkey to do the audio. So we were able to get a child to speak in some of the verses if you were able to hear, and then older people, so we could kind of get all the voices of refugees that have experienced this.
Marissa, I'm really sorry. I'm going to wrap this bit up because we're beginning to leak over a bit too much. But thank you so much. And you're going to stay around because you're going to be asking some questions in a bit.
Sure.
Thank you. Okay, Ore, we're going to come to you first. So first of all, who are you? What do you do?
Okay, my name's Ore. Hello, everybody. I'm sort of a freelance commissioner and I'm a producer working for Knucklehead. So I kind of wear two hats. Yeah, that's me.
I've been a bit misleading before. I was implying that you were the main commissioner at Polydor, but you're not. But it's one of the jobs that you have, isn't
I'm
it?
certainly not that. I'm a freelance commissioner who works for different clients. Polydor just happens to be one of the clients I work for. But yeah, I got in trouble there, Caroline.
Sorry, I know Samira Khan, perhaps, who is the main commissioner at Polydor.
Samira, yeah. And she's been very kind to me and sort of given me lots of opportunities. So.
She's a phenomenal commissioner as well.
She is, yeah.
So as we will hear, Ore went on to commission Jack, a Blindeye, who we're coming on to. But Ore, first of all, set the scene for us. We're talking about a particular commission here. Who was the artist? How did the brief come to you? What was the brief?
So the brief came to basically the artist is a guy called Declan, who's an Essex boy. The brief came to me before the lockdown. So it was a completely, different set of rules. We were looking for something completely different. Then lockdown came and everybody disappeared on me for about a week. And then they came back and went, why don't we just try and do this? And it was right before we had the wave of lockdown videos. So the brief completely changed, new set of rules, and it was right at the beginning of the process. So we went out and sort of found a director that was up for it, and Jack at Blindeye was.
Let me just pull you back a bit. So the brief particularly was Declan's got this new track coming out, and was there a kind of he's looking for the vibe or a blah blah blah?
Honestly,
yeah,
no. the brief was, how do you make a music video when we can't go to the artist and film them? Was you know, take the title of the song as you know, as a starting point, but you know, it was right at the beginning of the process. So as you can imagine, it was, you know, right at the beginning, everyone's head was just in the whiz. We don't know what to do. So it was kind of like, how do we make it? And luckily Jack was up for it. And he kind of, it's quite strange because Jack straight away kind of understood what he had to do because he'd done some live stuff. He had a system that worked.
Hang on one moment.
Sorry.
Are you allowed to say what the budget was?
Not a chance.
Okay.
Come on. It wasn't enough.
Right, okay. But is it ever?
Yeah.
How many people did you ask to treat on it? And why did you go to Jack?
I personally only like going, I like only getting 6 treatments in. Okay. So if I'm fortunate enough that I can do that, then it's great. I don't, you know, sometimes you go to more people, and there's a whole big thing about that in the industry about how many directors, commissioners go to, and you know, I'm going to sit on the fence on that one. I think you need to get the idea. So, you know, sometimes you'll go out to 3, you'll go out to 4, sometimes you go out to 10 because you just need to get the idea. But yeah, my rule of thumb is 6 ideas I like to get.
Okay. And why was Jack on your list of people?
Well, I've worked with Jack before, and I know when we look, Jack's great, Blindeye great. I've done a couple of videos with them. They've always been quite techie videos, and yeah, everyone that I've worked with at Blindeye just seems they're on it, and they get the tech side of it as well, and that's.
So you knew tech was going to be quite important for this.
Well, yeah, 100%. I mean, you can't be in the same space as your artist.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, you know, if you'd have said that to somebody 6 months ago, oh, we're going to make videos and you're not allowed it in the same room as the artist, everyone would have gone, you're mad. And that reality became a reality. So, yeah.
Jack, I'm going to bring up I'm going to bring up your treatment because you have very kindly said that we can do that. Do you want to, if I bring that up now, share screen, desktop. Yes, everything's working. Raw, go away, go away, go away. And do you want to talk us through, if I just scroll down?
Yeah, why not?
Good.
So yeah, like Ore said, it kind of came from, I never saw the original brief, so I don't know what it changed from, but I remember when it came to us, it was like, okay, we want to make a video that we couldn't normally make. You know, try to make a video, let's show something what should have been, and kind of take a bit of a light-hearted spin on that and keep it all quite tongue-in-cheek. So we started, I think it was Young Thug, Ore, the reference?
That was the Young Thug video that the artist didn't turn up, which was great. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's it. And he had, I think, throughout that Young Thug video, there was it's sort of like speaking to the audience with slates, with title slates. So we were like, okay, we know we want that to be like the backbone of the thing, where we set up this situation where we were about to make this video, we had it all storyboarded, we were going, and I guess the tongue-in-cheek element was, it's a video that we never would have made anyway. You know, we were storyboarding, flying to see the pyramids and traveling around the world. It's like, we wouldn't have done that anyway, so that's kind of the joke. But we couldn't do it, so now we've sent Declan the storyboard, and almost the gag is Declan thought, right, I'll make it myself then anyway. I'll make it myself at home. I'll put up a green screen in my living room and I'll do my best.
Jack,
yeah.
Screen that we're on now that says the Jonah Hill Palace ad.
Yeah.
That one, because I don't know that one.
So that was kind of to try and give, to show how we wanted the green screen to be almost purposefully naff. Like, we wanted to pick really cheesy footage and we want it to be wrong, and we didn't want it to match up all the time. So on this Palace advert, they've got Jonah Hill, and he's clearly not in this skate shot. The green screen's done so badly, like he's giving one of the guys a high five and they totally miss each other, and he's walking on the spot, and then like rather than walking in, he's kind of being, the transition in the glide looks bad. So we wanted to add that in as well, to show that, like, maybe Declan has made this himself, and if he, you know, when he's stroking the tiger, whatever, he's not quite touching it, or when he's trying to touch the Leaning Tower of Pisa, he's nowhere near it. So it was kind of just adding that humour to it in that way as well.
I see Ed Sheeran popping up quite a lot in your in the images you've used. There he is again.
Yeah, they did that one with the Bieber video. They did a lot of green screen bits in that, which again was daft, and we kind of wanted to just sell in that tone of voice.
Yeah.
So that was a good reference for those bits.
So just looking at the way you've constructed this treatment, it's really nice because all your copy, all your text is on the green screen. So that's really ramming it home, isn't it?
Yep.
You've got lots of lovely examples of, so it must have been very clear to you, Ore, exactly what they were aiming for.
Yes, it was. I mean, there was a lot of back and forth, but yeah, it was. I mean, you can't get any clearer than this.
So what was the back and forth then?
I think we lent away a little bit from the storyboard bit, all right, didn't we? And I think the practical bit, like looking back at this treatment, there's the COVID bit. Looking back at the treatment, I think initially we were going to do more maybe in-camera practical bits, but as soon as we started to explore what stock footage was available in the green screen, it just felt like that was enough to sell it all in, to sell the joke and for it to work. It was almost getting a bit messy with the practical bits. Like we thought about having dummies and Declan maybe dressing up as the girl, but we sort of quickly steered away from that already, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. And tone as well. It was, you know, it was a lot of it was about, come on, it was a really serious, you know, moment in history with the COVID thing. So we were just sort of just making sure that we weren't sort of making a joke of the scenario, and it was, you know, it was a bit insincere and a bit, you know, a bit not nice. But
Can I ask, Jack, Carrie Sutton is your rep, isn't she? And she's a really well-respected rep. Did she have a...
Yeah, she's brilliant. We love Carrie. She did, absolutely, yes. So it came, Ore would have put it out to Carrie, then Carrie came to us knowing, like Ore said, that we've worked with Ore before. So yeah, it came through Carrie initially from Ore.
So the point of you working with Carrie is because she is having closer conversations with Ore more often than you are.
Yeah, that's right. And all commissioners across the board, you know, and she'll know one that might suit. So she's obviously seeing this, and as Ore said, maybe it from a tech perspective, or that we've also done stuff together before. So she obviously thought we'd be a good match.
Okay, great. Right, well, at that point, I think I'll stop sharing that and start sharing the video so that we can see now everyone's had a good look at what you've got in the treatment, because like you say, there is a little bit more in that treatment than actually what turned up. Let's have a look at the video. Once again, Alex is going to put up a link in chat so that you can play it in your own browsers, because it's such a better experience if you do that. Otherwise, you're going to have to watch it with me in Zoom, I'm afraid. But hey. Okay, so share desktop. Oh, we're here again. Stop share. Right, okay, sorry about that. Let's get up Chrome. One day, I'm going to be really, really good at this. And maybe it won't be as much fun then. So screen share, Google Chrome. Okay, so Declan Donovan, off we go with Tangerine. Oh,
there we go.
oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna make that last little bit go again. Oh wow. Right. Sorry, my mouse is playing up again. I'm just turning it on and turning it off. So Jack, yeah.
Yeah, it's bonkers, isn't it?
Tell us what you thought of that. How different was the rough cut?
Oh, that's different actually. At all. Yeah, I mean, I kind of, I've with my two hats on. When you do a video like this, or anything post, you know, you've got to, all your live action stuff has to be signed off, because it's very difficult, because basically you're shooting for specific scenes.
Yeah.
So if, you know, if for example, when he's flying in the air, someone goes, oh, I want him to be lying in bed, you obviously can't do that once you've shot it. So what we tried to do is come up with I made them come up with an animatic. And I was I was a bit annoying about that, but I was like, look, you need to give me an animatic that's as close to, so he basically shot the video, but with somebody else in all of those shots. And then, you know, myself and the label, we signed that off, so that there wasn't that much changes after. There was a few things we did, but I would say that it was 90% the same.
How long did it take you to do that, Jack? So I don't know what an animatic is. Is an animatic everything but the real thing?
Basically.
It's like a video storyboard, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I've got to give a shout out to Blindeye's James Dearden, who pretty much co-directed this with me, because he did the animatic. So there's a version of this that exists with James's head instead of Declan, because like Ore said, we had to know what we were shooting before and then lock all that stock footage down, so that when we got into shooting with Deck, we knew exactly what angle, exactly what framing, because we actually had live compositing being streamed as we did it, so we could see it match up. But we needed to have selected those bits afterwards, because there was no change that afterwards. If suddenly we wanted him doing something else, we wouldn't have him in that position.
If anyone wants to come in with questions about this, about live compositing and things like that, which are things that I don't really know enough about.
Well, this was all 2D and not 3D, so we had to make sure that the artist was exactly in the right position for every shot. And normally you would do this with a mix and overlay. So normally you would have a monitor and you'd be playing your footage in the background and you'd be positioning your subject in the right position. But because we couldn't be anywhere near him, we were doing this through a laptop, which is just, now I say it just seems a bit daft and a recipe for disaster, but it actually worked out fine.
this kind of process, you're going to have to, I suppose.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I ask a question? Oh, sorry.
Yes, Marissa, go in and ask a question.
I had two. So I wanted to know, was live compositing a large portion of the budget? And then was it like a regular 12 hours for the shoot, or because the back and forth, was it longer?
It was, for the first part of that question, it didn't add much on in terms of cost. It was all part of the same stream. So we had the one feed, like I think we did it in Google Hangout actually. And then it was just like, we were able to share one screen which had the compositing on, one screen which was like the actual camera shot, and then one screen which was like a behind the scenes thing that we could see Deck, he could speak to us, and everyone else could kind of dive in. So it didn't, once you'd got that workflow sorted, I mean, there was a lot of different programs and gadgets or whatever, but once it was there, it was pretty set. And for the second part, we knew it would probably take, well, it was going to take longer, because it was literally Deck on set and some of his households who were great and really helped us out. But we thought we're going to have to do this across 2 days. So I think we picked a weekend actually and did 10 hours in a hangout on a Saturday and 10 hours in a hangout on Sunday, and did it that way.
I'm just going to stop you and play this last little 3 minutes or so.
Proper workout.
While we're on share, I'm going to just bring these up, and then Jack, you can talk about these. So let's make it full screen. So here we are. Go on, that's you on your Google Hangouts, isn't it?
I can't see it yet.
You can't? Oh, sorry.
No, that's all right.
Okay, so carry on, and I'll just get these up while you're talking.
So yeah, that was the timing. It took 2 days because there was a lot of stuff to get through as well. Oh, here we go. I can see it now. Yeah, now I am. Same background. So as you can see, that's kind of how the screen split. You can see the participants at the bottom there, and we kind of had that top left one, and it was rough, obviously, but just to get the size and the positioning and the clearance and stuff. Then underneath that, you can almost see the behind the scenes one, which we recorded at times as well, because we thought, and we ended up doing that very last kind of shot of the film, we might cut to the behind the scenes thing again, just to show how mad it is that he's trying to do all this on his living room with a green screen. And then we had the feed from the camera top right, and then underneath it was the crew, so we could see us there and we could chat. And so that was the setup. Yeah, that was us for 20 hours.
There's some more in a plane. in Egypt.
And there's James. So you can see, if you look at that bottom right one there, there's one of the test shots. So there's James swimming with the shark. It was good fun. It was great. You know, there was, like I think we said to Ore, it was almost a video that you'd like to make regardless of the situation. You know, it was good fun. And it certainly had its pros. You know, there was no early morning commute or 7 a.m. call time. It was...
So,
it was good fun, yeah.
Ore, what did the artist think of it? How did you have to do many notes on it? Did you have to go back much to Jack about this?
No, to be fair, we couldn't have asked for a more sort of forward and up for it character. He was really up for it. He enjoyed it. He took it for what it was. He didn't take himself too seriously. Yeah, from that, I mean, I've done things a lot less. I mean, that wasn't even that stressful, but a lot less stressful than that. And artists have gone absolutely mad. But in his respect, he was just down for it, and he was quite ill as well. But he kind of just said, "Look, I'm up for this. I want to make a video," and it was quite exciting because it was at the beginning of the lockdown. So, you know, we were just trying to figure things out. It was fun, you know.
Just going back to a question I remember from a long time ago. A lot of people sometimes, it happens frequently that somebody will say, they made that bloody video and that was my idea and my treatment. I guess when you briefed for this, everyone must have treated fairly similarly. Is that the case? And
it was right at the beginning. I mean, when the idea came in, there was a couple of videos that came out that had the same sort of premise in the sense that it was getting people to film themselves. But I feel like we were right at the beginning of it. This one was. After this, there was loads of videos that were sort of in this space, but yeah. There's not much you can do if you can't go to the artist. It's the trick is to see how creative you can be in that box, isn't it?
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. How long did the video take to edit and get signed off?
Was it a couple of weeks turnaround, I think?
Something like that. It was on time. It wasn't late, was it? If I remember correctly.
Never is, alright. No, mate. Always on time.
Yeah, it was on time, yeah.
Excellent. We had someone wants to, so I'll tie these two things in together. Someone has asked how they can catch your attention, Ore, as a director, and someone else has asked, are they better trying to make connections with label commissioners, or are they better going through commissioning platforms like the one that I used to run and sold, which is Radar, or Creative Commission?
That's a really tricky question, isn't it? Because you can send as many emails as you want to as many commissioners as you want, but if the work's not good, you know, you're not really going to get the response you would hope for. But also the flip to that is that they're inundated with, you know, everyone's inundated with emails of everyone asking. You know, I remember when I was trying to get in, I was, you know, emailing people all the time. I think there's no answer to that. There's this, you have to just hustle and make stuff, get it on promo news, you know, save it, send it to Dave Knight, send it to production companies. You know, labels are always looking for fresh talent, always. But I feel like if you're going to go to a commissioner and say, look at me, give me a chance, your work's just got to be good, and you have to be realistic, and you have to be quite self-aware and look at what everyone else is making and just be self-aware, because what's going to happen is if it's not very good, then you're not going to get the response you want, and then you're going to get disheartened or whatever. And it's, I know that sounds quite harsh, but I just really feel, my personal thing is people have to be really try and be self-aware as they can be, and be super critical of their own work. And that's in any creative space. You know, you might think it's good, but you have to really sort of separate yourself from the ego and find out if, you know, if it is good. Sorry.
Yeah, fantastic. I was just going to say as well that we are going to do a special, we're going to start doing masterclasses in September on how to do exactly this kind of thing, because people are always interested in this question and you can go on forever. So I am now going to draw that little bit to a close. Thank you so much, Jack and Ore and Marissa. And we're going to go on to the next bit, which is called Opportunity Knocks. And Juliet from The Nerve is, as our lovely sponsor, is going to read out our opportunity knock. So these are lots of lovely things for, well, some lovely things for directors. Off we go. Can everyone see that pink screen? Jack, can you see it? Yeah, brilliant. Right, Julia, over to you. Oh, I can't hear you, Juliet.
That'd be better if I unmute myself. I was saying I'm really proud of the fact. I'm proud of the fact that I can read. I can read something and sponsor the Shiny Show. And actually, those are really brilliant. And yeah, congratulations on that green screen. I'm impressed. In a former life, I used to work on the Rory Bremner show very many moons ago, and we spent hours doing green screen in edits. And I know when you're doing it as manually as you've just done it, it's really hard. So well done. So here we go. Yes, so opportunity knocks. So there's some great stuff on offer here. Company called Cheat. They're the award-winning color grading and finishing studio in East London. They're offering something called Cheat's Looks, and that's a kind of free pre-production pre-grade to set the look of your shoot and post. So look into that. The details will be
in chat.
Yeah, in the chat. There they are. And Black Lives Matter. Here's 2 resources to help you crew more people of colour. And both are worldwide resources. One is sporers.com and the other is hireblackcreatives.com. And
sorry, yeah. .co. It's a .co.
You're interrupting the sponsor. You're not meant to do that.
Sorry.
It's my little moment. And then Netflix UK have a call out for pictures, so get them in. That sounds good to me. And that's it. So that's the end of my my little bit.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Julia. Right. And okay, and stop sharing. I think we've done that. Yeah. So now we're going to do. Alex, do you want to make me the host?
Yes, I'll do.
Because once that happens, we're going to do the breakout rooms, which is the last bit of today. So everyone that's here is going to get automatically sent into a breakout room and just chat to people while you're there. It's a laid back bit of networking. Up to you what you say, what you talk about. If you don't like it, if it's not your thing, there's a little box in the bottom that says leave room. And if you do that, you'll come back to here. Okay, so is everybody ready? We're going to put 81 participants into 21 rooms. Off we go. Ta-da! Oh, you have to join it.
Hi, Caroline. Can you hear me?
Hello. Hello.
Hi. I think my lovely participant has bailed in my breakout room, so I don't know if I can be reassigned, but
I can assign you. If you, so I've got Andy Sowerby to assign. Let me just assign to room 2. Okay, so unassigned. Let me just see. Put in wait. No, I don't want to put you in the waiting room. Oh, have you got any options to click to join a room of any kind, even if it's even if you're on your own in there?
Yeah, join room 21.
All right, I'll go down to room 21 and brilliant, and then I'll find you there and put you somewhere.
Brilliant, Caroline. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh. If there's anyone here who wants to say anything, I'm just making sure that everyone's got someone to talk to. So if you're just here in the main room again, I'm here if you want to chat. Hello, James Green.
Hello. Hi. Sorry. Yeah, this is just in work hours, so I'm kind of listening in the background whilst doing other things. That's why I had to leave, unfortunately.
Nice to see you.
It's lovely to see you too. How have you been?
I've been very well, thank you. Apart from not powering my mouse before the event. So,
Oh no.
Oh my God, lots of frozen screens.
It happens to the best of us.
Yes. Well, I'm an idiot. I won't do it again.
Exactly. There you go. Trial by fire.
Yeah. So now then, I think people have been in there 7 minutes. So I haven't done breakout rooms before. Have you ever been in a breakout room?
No, I can't say I have.
Okay. Oh, now then, what I wanted to ask you, what did you think of, tell me what worked and what didn't work? What was, there was too much fluffing, wasn't there?
I think it worked pretty smoothly. Obviously, yeah, I think it's just unfortunate that Zoom can't really handle video playback. But like you said, if everyone just watches the links that you've sent, then that kind of solves that problem.
Yeah. What did you reckon to the Declan Donnelly background story?
Oh, it was great. Yeah, that was really good. Yeah, it was really good to hear.
Yeah, I think those stories are fabulous. So we're going to do loads of those.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, I think that's really insightful. So that was good.
Jolly good. I'm going to close all rooms now because people are beginning to come out. Wonderful. So there'll be, yeah. So I can see Jane White now and Bertie. Hello. You can unmute yourself if you like.
Yeah, we were in a room with Philip, who we work with.
I saw that. I spirited him away halfway through.
You could see, could you? And Obi, which was nice.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's quite an interesting thing. When the breakout rooms happen, you have to go through them all and make sure that no one's in there on their own. Because obviously there's not a lot of point in being in a breakout room on your own. Not everyone wants to join a breakout room.
It was good. I've not done it before. It works. It's good. Yeah.
It's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mine was like going to prom. I was there alone. Someone popped in. I said hello. They left. Someone else popped in. I said hello. They left. And yeah, it was like reliving high school.
Oh, I think like many things online, you have to try not to take it too personally. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. Right, well, that's it. Thank you so much for coming. There is going to be another Shiny show in July. It's on the 22nd. It is a director's showcase, so it's not this format. We're going to take 3 directors' videos whose work the network really loves. So you'll see the process on the website, so check that out. Come along. It's going to be very chatty and informal, but better and more expertly run by the host. And then we're taking a break in August, and then we're back on a weekly basis in September. We'll do a lot more inside commissioning stories. So there'll be inside music video commissioning, inside branded content, inside all kinds of different commissioning stories. So thank you so much for coming. If you'd like to tell us anything, good, bad, whatever, drop me a line, Caroline@Shiny Network. It's always lovely to hear from people. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. That was great. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Can you fix
Thanks.
the Netflix link because it's broken?
Oh, has it?
It doesn't work. Yeah.
It doesn't it?
That would be brilliant. Just
You know what? I never checked it to make sure that it would work. If
sure
I
it's very
have that link anyway, do UK Netflix call for pictures, because I've seen that is advertised in a few places. I don't remember where. Let's just see if I've got a good link or not. Yeah, it is a good link. Okay. How do I get it from there to here? Alex, could you try putting it up again if you're still here?
I just posted it in there.
Yeah. Oh, have you? Oh, thank you.
Right.
Oh, you star.
Thank you. That's working now. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Degen. That's very nice of you. Have you pitched on it yet?
I haven't. No, I haven't. Someone WhatsApped to me.
You what?
Someone WhatsApped it over to me, but
okay.
I guess with these things, it's like you see them, but it's like you just have to get on them straight away. That's
yeah.
It. Otherwise,
yeah. Because they're not making any secret out of it, are they? So loads of people are going to be in there, but got to get in to win.
Thanks again.
Thank you. Right, so I'm going to go now. So thanks a lot, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Bye.